Trash Talkers, we're back again. And as we promised, we're going to talk about the Western Conference. We talked about the Eastern Conference last time. And let's take a look out west and see what's happening out there. So, this is Doc.
Hey, this is Big Al.
All right. I mean, when you talk about the Western Conference, you always got to start with Golden State. And, it could be a short conversation. It always starts. Can anybody even, think about beating that squad? I'm trying to find a way to say, Houston is playing really well right now. I don't see how, once the chips are on the table and playoffs come, that they could even challenge Golden State. But I'm gonna let you have the first word, and right. Let me know if what your thoughts on that are.
Yeah, well, I would say before KD, it's like AD, KD,
BC.
Yeah.
AD. You don't want to go to AD.
Yeah, I know. So he's the one that puts him at a level where, NBA is all about closing games out. And the playoffs even, demonstrates it more. That he can close out any game. He can close out a game 7. So that's the thing that makes them really tough because they're so balanced. They play aggressive style of ball. They share the ball well. They have a lot of good pieces that work together, and they have a good solid bench. So it's one of those things that it's just very difficult to figure out how are you going to beat Golden State, especially for best out of 7.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But that being said, the West is the West, and they've got some interesting competition out there. Mainly, you have Houston, who's playing really well. James Harden is no joke, and I laugh when people say, "Could Chris Paul play with James Harden?" I mean, a good point guard can play with anybody. Mm-hmm. So that didn't make any sense to me. Why they thought those two couldn't coexist. Once again, can Chris Paul, he always gets hurt around playoffs time, so I don't know how well and James Harden gets tired.
Yeah. Maybe if they can combine those two, they'd be averaging like 45 a game and like 22 assists a game.
Right. So I don't know. I'm not prepared, Doc, to say that Houston is the primary competition for Golden State. I'm not there yet. Now, the Spurs are doing the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard is just kind of getting back.
I don't believe in the Spurs at all.
Wow, that's pretty. They're
the perfect. They max out their talent. But they're not winning a championship with that squad. Come on.
Yeah,
Paul Gasol is like 53. I think I went to school with him.
You competed against him in the punt, pass, and kick competition?
Yeah, I swear he was one of my classmates.
Yeah.
They're just well coached. They know the exact players to pick, so there's never any drama there. Guys want to play for the Spurs, but they don't have the talent to match up with Golden State. Kawhi Leonard, he's a great player, but no, Golden State has 2 Hall of Famers. Another guy, Klay Thompson, that he may make the Hall of Fame because they may win like 5
right.
championships. But I think if he went to another team, he'd be so much better because he'd be the focus.
Right.
And Draymond is like the glue. Whatever they need, he comes in and provides it. Actually, I was talking to somebody earlier this week, and they were asking about Golden State's chemistry, and I was saying they have 4 really good players, if not great players, and the chemistry of that team is perfect because they have a pecking order. Like, KD, when he came to that team, even though Steph was the main guy, KD is better than Steph.
Right.
And so you have KD, you have Steph, and then the next person is Klay in line, and then the 4th person is Draymond. and they can throw me out there for the fifth person, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
So not only do they have great players, they have great chemistry.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, KD. Remember, we were laughing last year. It says, most people don't think KD's as good as LeBron, but he's almost as good as LeBron.
He's almost right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's really close.
He's really close, right?
Really close.
So, I got my phone out, so I'm looking through the teams. I'm looking at the Rockets. The Rockets are going to have a great regular season. I just
they're going to have. Yeah,
I don't think they have the talent.
Right. Well, it's going to. I think what's going to happen with the Rockets is that they don't have the same balance that Golden State does.
Right.
And so I think Golden State, that's where you're going to see it.
And that's the thing you said. Why couldn't 2 point guards play together? They can, but I think they have to kind of take turns sometimes. And I think Golden State doesn't really have to do that.
Right.
I think their chemistry is all. KD's always going to have to do what he's going to do. Steph's going to do what he's going to do. Whereas, Harden's going to want to control the game for parts of it. Chris Paul's going to want to control the game for parts of it. So their skills kind of overlap.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately not good if you're looking for a championship caliber team.
So let me ask you this. So you have this Thunder team with Carmelo.
Okay, let's look at
Westbrook
the Thunder right now.
And Paul George. So at least on paper,
they're 8th now. So they got the 8th seed.
and you're saying something. You're about to tell me something, right?
No, I mean, to tell you the truth, I think I'm as stunned as anybody. They always say it takes 20 games, for chemistry to develop, and maybe that's the case. I mean, they're in game 27. I don't really want to say this, but I'm forced to say this. Is Carmelo a numbers guy now? A guy that, well, he's actually not getting his numbers, but I think he developed a bad habit in New York where he could get his numbers, but they don't necessarily mean a victory. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of guy. I mean,
so it didn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to give
my numbers. My numbers didn't have anything to do with win and losses.
Right. Did he lose that intensity that is needed to be a champion, as a great piece to a Thunder team that's looking to win the championship?
Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be.
And plus, he's up in age. I mean, he's like 33, 34. So
let me just put it this way. I think they're going to have some struggles during the regular season, but if all three of those guys are healthy going into the playoffs, just by the nature of who they are and what they can do, they're going to be a tough out.
Right.
Because Westbrook certainly has a chip on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. I think Paul George has been all the games I've watched. He's playing, but he's not asserting himself completely.
Right.
I think he's looking how to fill that niche, and I think when it comes to playoff, he's going to just go all out, and you're going to see something that that could be pretty special, but still, end of the day, Paul George is no KD, and so Westbrook and KD, they could challenge Golden State.
Right.
Westbrook and Paul George going against KD and Steph and the team.
They should have beat Golden State.
They had them, yeah. They were up 3-1.
Right.
And so obviously they don't. I don't think there's a whole lot more. Like there's some good teams out west for sure. And of course, everybody always wants to talk about the Lakers. And
yeah, we're going to talk about the Lakers. Do you want to do it now?
Well, I don't know. Check the door to make sure LeVar Ball doesn't try to crash the program.
Please don't turn away from this video. LeVar Ball will not be coming.
Yeah, he will not be coming. As far as we know, he won't be coming in.
Yeah. Although if he did not, we probably have to interview him.
Yeah, we would interview him.
Yeah. We need views.
Yeah.
But let's hold off a little bit on the Lakers talk,
Okay.
because I want to actually talk about teams that are in the playoffs. And right now they're trending at 11. They're 10-16, which is not bad actually for a young team. But Timberwolves got a lot of talent. Currently 16-12. They picked up Jimmy Butler. Is he going to make a difference and take that team places that they've never been before?
Well, they definitely have with Wiggins and
Big
Towns.
Cat. Yeah, Big Cat. Yeah.
Yeah, they certainly have the foundation. You'll see what Wiggins develops.
I love Wiggins' game. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
That guy can ball, man.
So you would project that they will continue to get better, and how far they can go, and just we haven't seen the cap on Town. We haven't seen the cap on those guys.
Right.
Butler's probably. I think he's playing about as well as he can play.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna see any more upside on him, which is. Dude has maximized he went from just being a strong defender to just one of the better all-around players in the NBA.
Right.
So I don't think you're going to see any more out of that, but that's enough if those other guys continue to develop. So that's going to be interesting. They're going to upset.
They're going to be a real
somebody.
good team.
Right. And the surprise is probably the Trailblazers.
Because
2 years ago, you had Lillard and
Aldridge, yeah.
And then, but they have the other guard, McCollum or something.
McCollum.
Yeah, I mean that's a scoring.
That's a serious. I mean, you could argue that everybody always talked about who has the best backcourt in the league. They're up there.
They're up there. Yeah. They are. They can put
they're up there with Steph and Clay, and,
right?
And Bill and John, and that group, and the guys out in Toronto.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I still think Lowry should be playing football instead of basketball, but
he lost a couple pounds.
Yeah, he did.
But he's still one Big Mac away from being called chubby again. But who am I to talk? So. I mean, I don't really. Do we need to talk about the Pelicans? They got the Twin Towers out there. They just don't win. I mean, they're 500 now. They just don't win. I don't necessarily get it. What they're missing, I think they just don't have a bench. Maybe.
Yeah, I think they have and then just because you got to learn how to play with two bigs like that. They have to learn how to play together.
But they both put up numbers.
Oh yeah, both were there, averaging about 25 points a game each.
Yeah,
so they figured that part
of it out. But
the rest of the team, but still, you look at it, they're still at this point early in the season. They have a winning record.
Right.
I think the main problem they have is just the name, the Pelicans.
I mean,
I don't know.
That's definitely a WNBA name.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is, but hey, let's call ourselves the Pelicans. I mean, they should just
Although a lot of people, we're Wizards fans, though a lot of people don't like the Wizards name either. They if you polled this area, I think folks would want the Bullets back.
Yeah, that was kind of
I didn't like the Bullets name.
Yeah.
I don't like the Wizards name either, to tell you the truth. So if it was up to me, we'd still be looking for names. But the Pelicans are definitely the worst.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore Bullets was fine.
Yeah,
but Washington Bullets didn't quite sound right.
No.
Yeah, but so
I guess it's better than somebody said the Washington Sea Lions.
Yeah, no, the Sea Lions.
I'm glad we didn't pick that name.
Yeah,
but I think that made the final list or something.
The Sea Lions.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I was real nervous at one point that they were going to pick the Sea Lions.
Go Sea Lions. Have you seen a Sea Lion in Washington? I don't know. Yeah. Well,
that's guaranteed to make you a last place team.
Yeah. I don't know that. I don't get that one. So I don't know if there's much more.
I mean, the Jazz.
Devin Booker got hurt a little bit out there. I enjoyed watching him play, but the Suns weren't going anywhere. But he was a nice watch. The Jazz are going to be
with Gordon Hayward gone. They're
still an okay team. They're gonna knock people off, upset some people. and they're going to be, a tough team, but they're not going to go anywhere. Clippers
are terrible.
Yeah, they're trending. They're trending back to their usual self.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how far they will go, but they're trending down. And the West doesn't. I mean, they've got the big teams, the big players, but they don't have up and down. They're not what they used to be.
No, I mean, they're clearly, they used to say that all the great teams are out the West, and that's clearly not the case anymore.
No, they have great teams out West, but all the great teams aren't there. In fact, after you get past 8, the rest of them are pretty mediocre, and they would do well. They would do well. They compete in the East.
Okay, so I'm looking at it, and I'm really impressed with probably 4 teams.
Right.
Rockets, Warriors, Spurs, and Timberwolves.
Yeah.
You can have the rest of them.
Yeah, no, and I don't think they would fare that well in the East. I think they would. Yeah, I don't. I
mean, I'm looking at the East right now: Celtics, Cavs, Raptors, Bucks, Pacers are 16 and 12. Now, I don't want to get a big conversation going on the East, but that matches what we just said in the West.
Oh yeah, no, I think so. I mean, it's trending to. You have these big super teams, and you have the teams who are super bad. So.
So let's. I'm gonna, point the conversation a little bit differently, and something that you talked about. You said you weren't a big fan of players making super teams. Do you still feel that way?
So what? Like what KD did?
What KD did? I'm not sure. You maybe refresh my memory. Were you a big fan of LeBron and D Wade and Bosh getting together in Miami?
Well, what LeBron did. I don't think that bothered me too much. Other than he had an hour special to announce it. I thought
and actually none of that bothered me.
Yeah.
KD bothered me.
KD,
going to a team that
just kicked
that was
butt.
like 1 minute away. Yeah, the team that actually his former team should have beat.
Right.
And then a team that was 1 minute of winning 1 minute away of winning the championship against Cleveland.
Right.
He went to that team, and it's like, KD, come on, man.
Yeah, I think he will always feel that he can. He talked about it when he won the championship with Golden State. But I think a part of him is always going to feel that. Because it's not going to erase the fact that they were up 3-1 against Golden State.
Right.
And they lost. And people can always say, like, man, instead of going to Golden State, why don't you guys get a little better at Oklahoma City?
And then they would say Michael Jordan wouldn't have done that. And,
I don't know what Michael would have done. Well, let me just say this, that what I like about watching basketball, especially at the NBA level, one great player can almost get you there. And especially a player like KD.
LeBron.
KD and LeBron, because they can handle the ball, they can shoot the ball, they can drive the ball, they can pass the ball. Now that KD's kind of embraced defense and rebounding.
Who would have thought that guy's an excellent defense?
Oh, he can defend it, and he's blocking shots, and he's snatching boards. So, with that going on, KD, it would have set up a rivalry almost, with KD and LeBron. Which those two, I don't care what people vote for, who's the most valuable player. Certainly, Westbrook had a crazy season last year, but when it all comes down to it, when the money's on the table. It's LeBron and KD. Right. Those are the two guys.
If you're starting a franchise, you're going to pick one of those two guys.
Yeah, those two guys are the ones who you can count on to just consistently carry your team all the way through. Right. So, I think I like competition. I like people who say, okay, I need to work on my game. I need to keep doing what I need to do. So that's why I have it. But at this point, I grew up with a lot of super teams.
Right.
I remember the Lakers were a super team. The Celtics were a super team. The Sixers were a super team.
Right.
There were some super teams out there just from 1 to 12. I mean, you had guys coming off the bench who were like stone cold ballers.
Right.
And so this era of mega star team builders,
It's just that the players are doing it now instead of the GM.
Yeah, and I more power to the players. They
Right.
probably do a better job of it. They know where they can go.
Right.
So I still think a good team with good chemistry is going to beat a good team who just has a lot of good players on it. I think what makes Golden State, what you were talking about earlier, what makes Golden State so great is the chemistry of that team.
Right.
And the versatility of that team.
Correct, yeah.
Draymond can guard everybody, except for maybe not the point guard, but everybody from 2 to 5 he can guard.
Right.
KD probably can guard same people.
Right.
2 to 5. You got Thompson, who's a really good defender and scorer. You got Iguodala coming off the bench, another guy who can guard 1 to 4.
Right.
You got that. Who's the guy who tore up his knee?
Oh yeah, the backup point guard. Yeah.
Stevenson. What's his name?
Name escapes me right now.
Yeah,
but,
I can't. Well,
so in the comments, if you figure out who we're talking about, please help us out.
He was painful.
All the Golden State fans know.
He was
who we're
painfully
talking
thin
about.
when he first came into the league.
Yeah,
And,
but he's the perfect backup.
perfect backup, good size. Once again, 6'8" point guard, very versatile. Can do a lot of different things. He can come in. He can post up other guards. I mean, they give you so many different looks. I mean, you got Swaggy P out there who can fire the J and. My man, JaVale McGee,
right.
Who's, everybody jokes, but still a dude's about 7'2", can jump out the gym and, has talent.
Right.
He's nobody's bum. So when you pull all those guys together, it's just that chemistry is going to make them. It's not just you can put Carmelo and Paul George and Westbrook, and you could add Kawhi. You could put 5 superstars together, and they still will have a problem beating Golden State.
Right. And they're all in their prime.
They're in their prime.
Right. Is any of them third? I think Steph may be the oldest one. Is he third?
I don't know. I don't know who's older. KD. I don't know who's older. KD or Steph.
I don't know why I'm thinking that. Steph
I know
is
Steph. He put in 4 years of college.
Right.
So.
Right.
I don't
So
know.
KD actually may be in the league longer, but Steph
I don't know. I don't know which one of those guys is older.
But either way, they may max out at 30, but that's it, and they're still in their prime.
Yeah.
So barring injury, man, how many championships did that team win?
Yeah. Well, I'm not dialing it in just yet, but I do think they.
So give me a team or two in the East or West that may be able to surprise everybody and knock them off.
Ooh. Well, you got to, Cleveland's beating them. They haven't beaten them with KD,
Right.
but that series was a lot closer than people, There were a couple of games where couple of shots here, a couple of shots there.
They blew one. I think they blew one down the stretch.
Right,
So
they blew
it could
one
have
game.
easily been 4-2, for example.
Yeah, that series was a lot closer than it. The final score showed.
Was that the game that KD hit? Or maybe did KD hit that 3 in LeBron's face, or was that the final game?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he hit a 3 in LeBron's face every game. But,
Yeah.
but
That was nasty, though.
yeah, but they still are in a position to. That's going to be a good battle. I think if I had to say who has to, it's just because of LeBron, I said that they probably could still challenge them, and I think it'll be a good series. In the West, like you said, Houston probably would be a good. It'd be an interesting series, but when it's all said and done, they don't have enough.
Right.
They just don't. And then
Spurs, are you more impressed with the Spurs than I am?
I'm more impressed with the Spurs than you are. I'm not a big Kawhi Leonard fan, but he fits that mold what I'm talking about. He's 5 players can be on the basketball court at one time. So when you have one player who has good size, who can rebound, defend, pass, score, and do everything, he's like the equivalent of 2 players.
Right.
So it's almost like 6 players playing against 5. And I think he is almost on that level where, because he can do so many different things, that he gives you that edge in pushing your team further. So I don't know. And
what annoys me about, nothing. I like him better than you like him. But what annoys me about people say he's the best 2-way player in the league. That annoys me.
Yeah.
He's not a better 2-way player than LeBron is.
No, he's not.
He's not a better 2-way player than KD is.
No, he's not close.
I mean, he guards well.
But yeah.
But those guys are better players.
Right. He can't compare to like LeBron, his passing,
right,
his scoring, his it's just a whole different.
And if
mindset.
if I want one person to guard anybody, I want LeBron on that person.
Yeah, because LeBron has the most intangible physical talents.
Right.
And he has, and he still does.
I mean, he's stronger than most people.
Yeah, he's faster.
And he's faster than most people. He has this feet. He's so light on his feet.
Yeah.
And then he can get up and block a shot if he's playing a bigger person.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, that chase down block.
Yeah, that was signature.
State. Yeah, I mean, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen an air taken out of a gym by a block shot. I mean,
the series literally rested on that defensive play, and I don't think I've ever seen that in basketball.
Right, where it's like once he did that, everybody said, "Okay,
it was Cleveland's game."
Yeah, Golden State said, "Okay, if he's going to do that, we can't win this game." So no, I agree with you. Kawhi Leonard is not. I don't know why they even tried to push him.
Well, Barkley's the one who really kind of is pushing that.
Well.
And then the rest of that group, the TNT group, they are,
Yeah, no, Kawhi. No.
He's not.
Yeah.
But like I said, I really like his game. I think he's a solid all-around player, but this player's better than him.
Yeah. Oh, this player's better than him. Yeah. And in fact, I will give Steph Curry, I watched Steph really closely, but he has that intangible where he can do things to help your team win at the right time.
Right. Are you talking about defensively?
All around. I've seen him make some steals. I've seen him
No, he's crafty. If you're checking him out the entire game, he's not like a lockdown defender. But I understand what you're saying. He's like a cat. He's watching.
Right.
Like, I need to get a steal now.
Right. I want it now. He'll get a rebound.
Right.
Or I've seen him do stuff that you wouldn't think he would do, but he does it at the right time.
Right.
So
he's a winner.
He's a winner.
He's a winner.
Yeah. Right. And the Wizards would do well to watch how he plays. Other than that, Harden. I'm after I saw what he put on tape last year in the playoffs.
It's hard to take him seriously. And then, like I said, is that beard real, or did he get it at Party City?
Yeah, I know. Oh man. So this is what I would say for James Harden. He still has another opportunity to show to me that he can take it to that final level of being a finals player. Because he certainly has a lot of talent. He's doing things that we haven't seen done in the league. So he has a potential to surprise people with what he might do at the end of the season. Chris Paul's not going to surprise anyone anymore. He's gone past that. And playing with James Harden, will he get in his way, or will he facilitate him?
Right.
So Houston's going to go as far as those two guys. With that said, there's nothing I can say that's going to refute what you started this whole conversation with, and that is Golden State is the team to beat out West. Golden State's probably the team to beat across the NBA.
Right.
So, Doc.
I mean, the only other thing is maybe if the Lakers get all 3 of LeVar Ball's children, maybe they can win the championship. Unfortunately, we have to talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are 11th right now. 10-16. I mean, they're not as awful as everybody's saying they are. They're not. They're okay. I mean, they're a little below average.
Right.
But the most interesting thing is, I mean, we have to talk about how do you think Lonzo Ball's doing so far?
Yeah, I think Lonzo Ball is doing well. You know, it's something. You know me, man. I always talk about somebody's hair, but
start talking about. But first, you have to say, why does he have a triangle head?
Yeah, but he cut it.
Yeah.
When he cut his hair, I was watching the game and I didn't even know who the guy was. I said, "Who is this guy playing?" And he looked. His presence was different, and I think he
better or worse.
Better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looked. And I know it's just hair, but I think it said something.
Right.
He looked more mature. He's been handling himself more mature. I think you're going to see him distance himself from some of that stuff.
He's always been mature.
He has been, but
on the court, what is his maturity level on the court? And maturity level to me has to do with confidence and doing what he needs to do as a point guard. The second pick in the draft, is he? Is he bringing up his end of the bargain?
Oh, I think
so far as a rookie.
Yeah, and I think he's going to look more and more mature as that Ingram.
He just keeps finding Ingram.
Yeah,
no,
Ingram is really developing,
right?
And so Ingram has all the upside in the world, and the guy's starting to emerge. So if Ingram is playing well, and then you got the young guy Kuzma guy, and they've got some good young talent. So, and I think Ball's a really good guy to play with. I think, he takes some pressure off of them because, he's obviously used to handling the pressure. Mm-hmm. So I think, the Lakers, we can laugh and they're going to be fun to laugh at and make fun, but we're not going to have long to do that. And they're going to make some noise at some point. With Magic Johnson now. He can't say basketball, but he can certainly play, and I think he can manage. But so long as he doesn't have to actually say those words, I think they'll do well.
Okay, so I actually was watching, I don't know, maybe been TNT. So they put up Jason Kidd stats first 20 games and Lonzo Ball stats first 20 games, and they were like almost identical.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right.
And Jason Kidd, as far as I heard, he was like Rookie of the Year, right?
He was Rookie of the Year with
Grant Hill, right?
Grant Hill, yeah.
Yeah. So my only concern is not that he has perhaps the ugliest shot I've ever seen, is that he doesn't hit any of them, his shots. And so here's my question to you. If your shot is not falling and your form is not good, do you change your shot? Especially him being so young. I'm not even sure he's 20 yet.
Right.
He shoots terrible. I mean, it's really, like Barkley said, it's terrible. And I, normally I would say, don't change your shot, man. You've been shooting the same way your whole life. But man, he's awful shooting the ball. And I don't think, if you have bad form and you're a bad shooter, I think you have to change your shot.
Right. Do you recall Jamal Wilkes?
But he could shoot the ball though. I mean, his shot.
But do you remember his form? It looked like he was trying to tame a cobra. It was like, what is that?
And that's why I said Jamal Wilkes, as far as I remember.
And they called him Silk, man. I was like,
yeah,
if that's Silk,
maybe he made nice pants. We didn't know what he did on soft time.
Got one nice ties. But that was not a silky smooth shot.
No, he had an ugly shot.
Yeah.
Sean Marion had an ugly shot.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller's shot wasn't the prettiest shot.
Yeah.
But all those guys,
made them.
Sean Marion didn't make many of them.
No.
But no. Jamal Wilkes, man, that guy could shoot the ball.
He could flat out.
So, and I'm saying he should change it. I'm not positive. It's not my strongest opinion. But man, I've seen him play probably 3 or 4 times. That dude cannot hit a shot, man.
No. All I can say is, it's like Chick-fil-A, man. Eat more chicken, man. eat more. The cows say eat more chicken.
He needs to just get
shoot more layups. Yeah, he needs. He just, I don't know. I don't know what he can do with that. I don't think he's going to have any. I don't know to try to change your shot at this point.
Have you ever tried to change your shot? Like when you were younger?
When I was younger, yeah, I changed my shot.
Okay.
So I moved it, like most people, you move it from here to up.
Right.
And so, but after I found my place, I played one game.
Like when was the final decision on your form? What age was that made?
I can tell you, it was 13. I was playing 8th grade, and I don't know. I had found some success in shooting the ball from over here, and so I went in the game
like Lonzo Ball,
kind of like Lonzo Ball, and I shot it, and I shot it twice like that in the game, and the coach pulled me out and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I thought that would give me a better chance to make it. He said, "Sit down and think about that." Okay. And he said, and once you've thought about it, I'll put you back in the game. And so I don't think I ever shot the ball that way again.
That's funny. That's a funny story.
Yeah. So
after you made a few of them,
yeah.
I mean that takes guts on the coach's part.
Yeah, the guy said, "You pulled me out, man."
Now, was he the type of coach that was really into like teaching his players fundamental form and all that kind of stuff?
No, he wasn't.
He just
and I was the best player on the team. So we were getting killed when I was on the bench, but he just like, no. Yeah. And he thought I was doing it to impress some girl. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what was going on. I don't know who was in his ear, but well, he made me get rid of that shot. So
I'm sure if you were shooting like that, you didn't get any phone numbers after the game.
No, not after that game. So end of the story for Lonzo Ball. He's gonna have to. He can modify it.
Yeah,
because he's got it coming from. He has it coming from here, right? So but he just needs to bring it from.
Yeah, just. But it's funny because I was like watching. I mean, they were slowing it down, and so he's bringing it here. But he actually his release is good.
Yeah, so that's the deal.
So just shorten it. So just don't do it over here. Do it here and just go straight up. And I think that little tweak will have him hitting shots.
Yeah. Well, the deal is when you're shooting, the main thing is the release.
Right.
If you look at the release point, how the ball looks when it leaves your hand, that determines.
But okay, so and it's funny, man. Our man Gilbert Arenas has a YouTube video describing how Levar how he'll never be successful with that shot because what he was saying is
defender. Was he talking about the defense or no?
He was talking about guys guarding him, right?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
And it's like it just takes way too long. If you're looping around and then coming like that, you need all day to release it, and guys are just going to be there.
Right, I can get on that.
Yeah,
because I know you're going to start it here, but you can't release it till you get here. Right. So that gives me a chance. When I see you go here, I can close here, and I can guard.
So his thing was, you need to cut that loop part.
Oh yeah, and you look at. I mean, all you have to do is look at Steph and Thompson,
right?
And their shots.
The greatest shooters have the great form.
Yeah, it's yeah. So for all the kids out there, all this while just work on your form shooting is the key. You can't be too off if your form is right. So
I mean, there's always one-offs. There's always somebody who can get it done.
Jamal Wilkes. He was silk.
Yeah,
but
But for the rest of us, get your form together, hit those camps, and learn from those guys who are teaching you. So
yeah.
So that's the Lakers. So you're thinking that the Lakers are in good shape and that they can go only up from here.
Yeah,
the Lakers. The Kuzma guy and
Lakers will be fine.
Ingram.
How well Come on, you look at Jason. You mentioned Kid.
Yeah,
Kid can shoot. He was not a shooter, but he made once again
right
in the NBA Finals, when you left him alone and it mattered, he would knock it down.
Right.
So if Ball can make the clutch shot,
right,
or he's so good at penetration and breaking down the defense that people will back off and give him the shot,
right,
and he may miss 5, but he makes the one he needs to make, it's all good. So we'll see how that plays out, and Levar, if you need a shot instructor on your big ballers.
I just want to be on his what do you have, like a Twitter show or a Facebook show?
I don't know what he has.
I wouldn't mind being on it.
Yeah.
He's a terrible role model, but call me. I'll even wear your ugly shoes. Man.
Oh man, well
your ugly, overpriced shoes, man.
Oh man, I guess we won't get that. We won't.
I need subs, man. I'm selling myself right now. There, I'm cheap, man. I need subs, man. Big baller brand.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know, man. Maybe that's what his son was trying to steal over in China, man.
Lonzo. I don't know. He's making his son pay for the big baller brand shoes with like $400 a piece.
Oh man, that's bad. That's not even funny, man.
Nah, I'm glad those kids are all right. Awful, I have no idea why you would go to China and steal stuff, man. That doesn't make any sense. I wish they would come on TV and explain themselves to me.
It's just,
was it a prank? Or?
It's one of those things. I think they're in a different country. They don't realize that they have surveillance cameras too, and they feel very strongly about people taking things without paying for it. I don't think
here.
Right. I don't think there's any civilization where any man or woman feels appreciated by someone taking something from them.
That's pretty universal.
That's a pretty universal.
I mean, if you go like on the moon and they're selling stuff on the moon, they'd probably be pretty upset.
Yeah, you take a rock and they're selling it. They're not gonna let you leave the moon until you set up or square up.
Check your pockets for moon.
But that's unfortunate. I feel bad for the boys. I feel bad. I think that's a byproduct of some of the pressure that's on these guys, and they haven't. Lonzo has earned that. Mm-hmm. Those guys haven't earned that type of fanfare and spectacle. Like they need to grow up and learn to be men. Obviously, they still are learning that process, and I'm hoping that they will. But it's unfortunate, and now they're talking about taking him to Lithuania because he wants them to play on the same team, and
I get it. It's like to get famous. I think he did a good job of getting famous.
I think so too.
I don't think personally I could do it. There's only so much. I mean, we joke around and have fun here, but that's about the extent of our foolishness, right?
Right.
I mean, he's taking it to a whole level, and it's like, okay, now every time you go into a gym or whatever, a stadium, all the press is going to come to you and they're going to interview you. You've made it,
right?
So the foolishness can stop.
We can stop. Yeah, and what I was hoping for was when his son was, got in trouble in China, that he showed that parent side, the humility, and apologized for the actions of his son, and saying that, hey, look, I understand that what he did, this doesn't represent who we are as a family. Right. Obviously, I'm going to talk to him and just turn it down a notch, and switch gears and let you know.
Never done.
But he doesn't know how to turn it. So that same thing, song and dance, is troubling, because either it's showing that something's not all the way there, or that he's rode that pony as far as he can ride it, and now that pony's not going to go anymore. Right. And so,
but do you think behind closed doors, when no cameras around, he actually did the dad thing?
I think so. I hope he did. And I think as a father, he was looking for. I'm sure he was hurt. I'm sure he was, hurt by the fact that. And then UCLA did what they needed to do. They had to suspend the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't have him playing ball after that. I mean, that's not even. That's more than just a UCLA embarrassment. That's an embarrassment for the United States.
Right.
International embarrassment. That's a national embarrassment. Yeah. So they did what they needed to do. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Kids make mistakes. He's certainly a young guy, and seems to be pretty composed of the group. He's more like Lonzo in that he's He's mild mannered, and
that's the funny part about it is, wild as the dad is, the kids are very subdued. It's
but the youngest one's a little longer.
But he's a little funny.
Yeah, but he would have to be.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's somebody's got to be.
Right.
But yeah, it makes you wonder if he's always like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's like I feel about rappers. You know, like when you go to when you're at the Grammys, do you have to go there with the jeans and pants down and all that? You know, I mean, is that who you are, or is that your performing persona? But when you have to go to a black tie, why can't you put on a tuxedo and roll in? It could be a very different type of tuxedo. It can be, you know, cool. It can be this. It can be all. Mm-hmm. But why you got to go in with just what is that? I mean, are you more than that, or is that just that defines everything you are? Is that I don't.
Everybody has different personas depending on the situation.
Right, exactly.
You know, you and I, we have to be professional at work. That's different from how we're just hanging out, you know, kicking in or whatever, watching the ball game or something like that. You know, if your pants halfway down your butt works for you on a rap video, I don't really like it, but fine.
Yeah.
You know, you're making your money.
Because we're old. So.
Yeah, we're old dudes, man. We're old school dudes, man. That's fine.
Right.
But like you said, man, you know, you had a black tie dinner, man. You know, be cool with the tux.
Right. And I think if you did that, I think you would just expand horizons. I think people will say, wow, this cat really is versatile. He's he's multi-layered. You know, it's like
Common is kind of like that. He doesn't wear his pants down his butt, but you know he wears the rap stuff, and then he can look fly.
Right. Jay-Z is
like that.
Jay-Z will. I mean, and once again, they're the older guys.
Right.
But I think you have to be versatile and showing that versatility and just, you know, defining yourself and just pigeonholing yourself.
Right.
At some point, that look is not going to work for you. You know, it's just not going to work.
And it shows kids.
Yeah. You know, it shows kids that look, you have to be versatile in life, and you have to have multiple talents. You have to be you have to be able to adjust in different circumstances, and that's just life.
Right.
And so, you know, I mean, we've gone a little ways from basketball, but that whole presentation, I mean, I like the way the guys, for the most part, the NBA guys are, you know, they're dressing up and coming to the game. They look nice and.
No, but everything they didn't used to talk about it, but everybody now is really conscious about brand.
Right.
You know, look, if you could wear a suit and be fly, you can almost have your own clothing line, really.
Right.
Those guys have it. There is so much money to be made if you can go from that street look to the professional, you know, and just kind of like balance the two.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's a place and time before you can go out, you got your sag, you got your swag. Do that because you're young and, you know, this is the time to do it. But there's a time, you know, not for it. You remember we went back to school, our alma mater, and we used to have this cabaret. And so one of the big things about that, we probably didn't even have tuxedos then. But whatever we had, the best thing we had, we wore it to that cabaret. And everybody got dressed up more for that than any other thing we had. So when we went back, the young guys was like, no, we don't get dressed up for the cab anymore. And we were like, how can you have a cabaret? And you rolling in with like Tim's.
I mean, a cabaret means something special, right? I mean, that's a special thing. That's not like a regular, you know, jeans and sag party. Or
and you wonder why it died. But because it's not a cabaret anymore. If you're going Tim's and jeans, and you know you rolling in like that, then people, you know, let's face it, the ladies like to dress up, and they look ridiculous if they're dressed up in a gown and you come in Tim's. Gentlemen, there's a place and time for everything. So you know, and that's not old school. That transcends all time. And you know, but I'm not knocking that individuality. We wore some of the wildest stuff there was. Bell bottoms, afros, dashikis,
For our Steph show, we had dark brown silk shirts and off-white plaid pants or whatever they were called. Hopefully those pictures don't get out.
I know, man.
Because they'd be like, you guys aren't about anything. What are you guys talking
we
about?
pledged Kappa, so our colors were red and white.
So we had our moments.
Yeah, we had our moments.
Definitely.
We know what it is to make some bad decisions, but
Right.
you know, it's just look at versatility. So with that said, this is what Trash Talkers is about.
Yeah.
It's about the versatility. You know, still pushing the envelope,
Yep.
looking to explore new things, enjoying what we do, what we like. We love basketball. We love sports. We talk about sports. I think there's a void in the commentary out there. It's just a lot of numbers and a lot of hoopla and a lot of show, and a lot of people talking about sports that never played it and don't even understand it,
Right.
and can't see talent on the floor and don't know why people are winning and trying to give all these matrix. It's not about that. It's about competition. It's about getting the best players, making them play well together. And for us, it's about enjoying life, pushing the envelope, trying to make as much cheddar as we can while we do it, and not hurting anybody. And so I think you will see that as we go through the show. We're going to have some fun. We're going to pick our topics wisely.
And when we pick the topics, we're not going to stick to them all the time.
Right.
We're going to go off to wherever that conversation leads us, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy whatever we talk about. So, give you a last word, man. What you
So the
say?
last word today is L.A. has nothing to do with the law in L.A. has nothing to do with Levar. Lonzo, you know, consider changing your shot, shorten it up. You know, I think after hearing your comments, I think he needs to work on that. But other than that, he keep balling, and guys, versatility is the key to life.
Yeah. I don't have much more to add to that, man. That says it all, man. So, again, with every video, I'm going to say if you like it, subscribe, hit the like button, and we just really appreciate everybody who enjoys our videos and gives us positive comments, not only in the comment section, but also in the street, at work. You know, our family comments, we appreciate those as well. So, as always, if you got something to say it with swag. Trash Talkers Blog, baby.